welcome to Gutter Stars, the Spelljammer actual play for AD&D. And we have present today, we've got Sam Hambat, the Ranger, played by Tom, Wilsp Verispark, the Gnome Illusionist / Thief, played by Alex. We've got Tom Thumb, the Fighter, or Corsair specifically, played by Simon. We've got Vil, who is a half-elf Conjurer, played by Beej, and we've got Dr. Jones, the very friendly Xixchil Barber Thief, played by Andrew. And we are on the planet Shipwrecker, and we just finished last time. The crew had found their way out of a weird metal bunker and have just been goblin hunting, and we're just deciding what to do off stream. Or people were discussing whether or not it's time to train, time to travel, time to do something else.
What is a barber thief? Is it what I think it is? Is it somebody who cuts hair and steals?
I think it isn't. Isn't the kit barber surgeon?
The kit is barber surgeon. The class is thief. Yeah.
He's not ethnically a barber.
It's
not barber. It's
Berber.
He's a Berber surgeon.
He steals hair. He cuts it and picks it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very specific. It's how he gets gold XP, by reselling it for wigs. Yeah. So I make us day 78 on Shipwrecker, and you managed to survive some harpies a couple of sessions ago, and then last time Zithra, though the player is not present, Zithra managed to survive some sort of horrendous kebab-related infection, and now a couple of you can level. Wilsp can level his thief side, and Thumb can level completely. He's a first level fighter. So that's one option. Continue to hunt goblins. I guess that's another. Traveling somewhere else on your ship. That's another. What do you want to do today?
I mean, we'd been discussing this other job, the side job we had here, the kind of...
He really wants to rob these people.
Yeah, I'm a thief. I'm a thief.
Come on,
and a wizard. Like, there's a wizard who wants me to steal something. How could I not?
I think we should steal it.
Like, I feel like there's some plan we could come up with where we spend, a week or two in town whilst me and who was the other person who could train?
Tom.
Tom. Whilst the two of us train, the others can be, I don't know, scouting out, maybe setting up some big Ocean's 11, heist. Maybe just figuring out, actually, is this what we've been told actually true? Making the most of our downtime.
I like how you're like, we should work out if the allegation is true that this guy was stolen from. Maybe, I don't know. You can.
Should look into it, investigate a little bit. But
regardless.
Yeah, but if it isn't true, then it is just a crime. Like, I'm not opposed to crimes.
I'm not against crimes.
Justice,
Just in this case.
But what if this is like just they're honest folk, they're innocent men, and we steal their family heirloom from them because a wizard tricked us,
Then we're gonna look mighty silly, aren't we?
Yeah, egg on our face.
I'll feel very guilty and then get paid.
I mean, if you succeed,
yeah. I'll get shot. That's also possible, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, Gripe, the Baralian Mages Guild guy, was your contact, I think you had a couple of other leads. I guess you had the. I'm just trying to remember. You had the. I think the idea of going with Bruno to go and find the old pirate base along the coast, there'll also be some goblins nearby. The forest goblins have captured some tritons through an underground sea entrance to the sea, and the tritons had said they'd come and help you. The not captured tritons said they'd come and help you to find that. And they were mountain goblins, but that's a long way away and full of harpies, I think, was your conclusion. So
yeah, I think we definitely wanted to give the tritons some time to try and figure out how to get to whatever sea cave or whatever led to where these goblins are. So maybe spending that time to train or do something else would be fine. I don't know. What do people think?
I'm not eligible to level yet, so I think we should just charge on ahead.
I'm perfectly
As in-
fine with doing the side job thing. I just don't know if in that downtime, I don't know what sort of research could actually be done. Like, I'm not very thiefy. I don't know if we can really verify if this thing was stolen or not.
It could even just be something as simple as like going to the shop, be like, "Hey, I've come into some money after all my adventuring. You got any interesting magical items for sale?" And just
But you get a
verify
specific description of the guild, the mage guild guy must have given me like a very specific description of the thing he wanted, right?
It was a ring, wasn't it?
It was a ring of free action, I think. He would have given you a physical description of it as well.
Okay, yeah. I guess we could at least research the shop. If you really want to train, we could see if we can case the joint in the meantime. Other than that, I think the other thing we could do is continue to hunt goblins.
I mean, the pirate fortress also sounds like something worth looking at. There'll be some goblins there we could kill.
And that really feels like a level 2 thing.
Well, the pirate fortress isn't the same as like hunting these pirates that stole the Idol of Njord or whatever it was.
Is that a different pirate fortress? Is it?
Yeah, I think
Bruno assumes it's the same. Bruno, for those tuning in, his brother was a pirate back in the day before the pirates were beaten, but they seem to be back in action. He thinks they're probably in the caves along the coast. But like the city militia is obviously like 20 guys or 30 guys or something, and they're level 0 humans. They're not going to walk out and get killed.
Right.
That's your job. Yeah. What was I going to? I think I was going to say something about that. Yeah, there was a big reward for the statue of Njord. That was the big thing. There's a big reward for that. You will, I guess, if you need to travel back to town, I guess, but you will have. Oh no, I think you've already. Looks like you've cashed out there. Oh no, you haven't cashed out goblin hunting treasure. Yeah, you killed 7 goblins, so that'll be an extra small amount of gold.
Yeah.
As well. So, yeah. Great. Okay. I guess if you're going back to town, that was the first thing that's going to happen anyway.
Yes.
So, in that case, Andrew, do you want to roll a D10 for checking the encounter? It's only like an hour and a bit away, so only one encounter.
Yep, I just realised I haven't actually launched the Roll20 page because I am very professional. So 1 second while I stall for time.
You are paid a lot for this, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet Budweiser sponsorship money.
Yeah.
I don't even like Budweiser.
We need to get Dice Cam back up. That was something we have discussed. We will probably work that out at some point soon. Having some cameras up.
I need to get out a relevant box. But yes.
Yeah. I was going to say, have you just not got the webcam out since you moved?
The webcam is out. The dice tray is not, and that's
the dice tray.
Sad state of my affairs.
That's the key thing. Yeah. Great. No encounter on the way back, so you'll travel back to Shipwrecker, and let's see. Let's make sure we've got some appropriate music. Barovian village is probably not the right kind of village music, I don't think. Great.
We arrive in town, we just hear like a child crying.
Yeah. The sounds of torture. Yeah. Hey, you heard some crying and screaming in last night's session, didn't you? And nothing went too badly wrong. Apart from all those hands. Yeah, all those hands that became a human figure made of hands. That was fine.
Is that a character called Handrew?
Handrew, yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Andrea.
I didn't invite Handrew.
No.
I was out last night anyway, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yes, you'll make it back. You can. I think because of when you left, you'll need to pay for accommodation again at the Grey Cat if you're staying here for a while. because you'd paid up to the end of Zethra being sick.
Yeah.
But yes, up to you what you do. I mean, you going to initiate training? Are you going to and cash in the reward, or are you just going to get ready to go back out again, or what? I mean, Alex, make a call. You were taking the boat before, so.
I didn't hear any complaints to training, so I think we should train.
Cool. Apart from Simon's off-stream complaint, he's like, "Look, it's only if you expect me to do any fighting that I should train." And you're like, "Aren't you a fighter?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, but
It's literally in the job description.
He's a fighter who has.
Oh, my job description is Corsair, which means sailing around, firing a battlestar at things.
Yeah,
There's not been a lot of that.
yeah, we want you to
Well,
fight.
you
We'll
did-
have to find you a boat, is what you're saying.
You were absent actually from the session where you got to fire battlestar harpies.
Yeah, I mean, I nearly got killed by the harpies when I came down,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think.
along with everybody else. But yeah, we're good.
If you read your job contract, you'll actually see it says, or it does say like all that stuff about Corsairing and stuff, but it also says any other duties. So we do
Yeah.
need you to fight, I'm afraid.
Ah.
You know when we get you to clean the latrine, that's in the other
Yeah,
any
yeah.
other duties good by the contract.
But you
This
do
is
get
like-
XP
this is
for
like-
that.
This is like Disney, right? And the we can kill your family as long as you've signed up for Disney Plus. Fantastic, Weeds, absolutely fantastic. Great. So in that case, who is next
Oh,
on?
actually,
Yeah.
before we definitely say we want to train, we should figure out how much we can sell these emeralds for here. Because whilst we do have some gold, I think it's worth
Yeah.
not going into debt in multiple places.
Going on the run around the universe, refusing to pay debts until no one will let you go anywhere.
I mean,
You can do that. You can do that.
right? Yeah, that sounds quite realistic. And
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy method of adventuring that.
yeah.
But yeah, like we have these 2 emeralds, so we should see who's see if there's a jeweler or something in town, someone who might buy them, and see how much we can get for them.
I will check. It might be that the anything shop is the best place. That like the best place to sell stuff. There's a goldsmith shop. There's the goldsmith shop. It's the perfect place to pick up a gift for someone special you left behind or brought with you, just in case anyone on this ship is shipping. But yeah, you'll have heard of Marnia via the fact that she made the chalice of the Storm King of Njord.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, you'll pick up that she has offered her own reward for the return of the chalice, which is that every member of the rescuing party, up to 6 in total, so she'll make a piece of jewelry worth up to 1,000 GP. So essentially, up to 6,000 GP.
Would we be able to sell them straight back to her? That's what we do, right?
Like in a Radiant AI video game.
I need cash, please.
I did see a great video about Ubisoft games downgrading in terms of how NPCs deal with stuff. From old Assassin's Creed to Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws, but using Oblivion music for Star Wars Outlaws, which felt fitting. Like weird, uncanny, not very engaged with reality NPC reactions. I remember. I mean, Oblivion's still my favourite.
Yeah,
Old Scrolls game. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying I remember. Great. So yeah, you can go there. I mean, you'll get a let's say default of 70%. Let's. Who's doing the negotiating? We should have Simon. Do you want to roll the D6 for walking around town?
Wilsp
sure.
is charisma 14. Wasn't this the party where everybody has charisma 14?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
well, not me.
Well,
You're in touch like charisma 4.
like
charisma
4 people of
seven.
charisma 14, and everybody else is lower. I think was the funny thing. So I guess Wilsp.
You like +2 then? Is that? It's 14 +2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
plus
+2.
rejection.
So you get a 7 in that case. Let's go to our handy dandy reactions guide. On reaction table, 7, you are being friendly. She'll be friendly to you. You can have, but not very friendly. You can have 75.
Too friendly.
You can have you can improve it by 5% then. 75% value, so 750 each, is that?
Yep,
No,
that is.
I'll just double check that I've got the. As in, I'll check that it's 1,000 each rather than 1,000 total. Either way, you can tell it's either 750 or 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, 500 each. So
Oh, okay.
that's should offer you 750 on that. I think you do have some money on the ship as well,
Yes.
and you do have a couple other items to treasure if you want to sell the unusual green metal circlet, which isn't magic.
Yeah. I guess we can ask her what it is. If it's just like tarnished copper or something, or bronze, or
yeah, no, she'd probably be very interested. She'd probably be interested to have a look at it. Yeah, I mean, she'll offer you 150 for it, obviously based on the valuation. But yeah, she's like, she'll say that because this is like a lot of the other metal you saw. It's like the 2 rods you have, the blue metal rods. It's green metal, but it's a similar cut. You know, she says that it's an unusual alloy or something that she's not familiar with. Like, or rather, she's seen very small samples of, but she doesn't know how it's made, doesn't know where it comes from. And she will be like, well, she'll be interested in knowing where it's come from, but you know, you don't have to tell her. But yeah, she's like, okay.
Is she just interested in it for its like aesthetic properties?
Well, I think she is like, what is this valuable metal? I mean, it's commercial as well. She's obviously a jewelsmith. She's like, where is this weird, very interesting metal coming from that she's seen very occasionally? But yeah, it just comes up. She says occasionally, someone will be like, I found this in the lake, in the Mirror Lake, and just have some kind of tiny, more as like a nut or a bolt, it made of this metal. Kind of that level of stuff. Tiny metal panels. Obviously, just stuff that they found washed up. So yeah,
maybe interesting that there's be washing up here.
Yeah,
where we found it.
but yeah, she'll offer you 150 for that.
Okay, I think our training costs are going to come out to just over 2,000. Because I don't think there's anything like a guild or anything here.
Which of us are training again? Sorry.
Me?
Me and
Ben Ducey,
Tom.
Tom Thumb, yeah. Tom
Sorry,
Thumb,
Tom, not Ben Ducey.
yeah.
Which is 1,100 for a fighter and 950 for a thief.
Yep.
What other typical? Is it guild and then
Guild then party?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it says right there.
So in terms of priests, obviously Morthilla would be able to. I think I'd give her a guild-related discount because there is a Norse temple here, and she's a Norse priest.
Yeah.
Like Stipe gets on Brawl. Well, Stipe has had. Stipe is a second-level character now, isn't he? But there's a Brawlian Mages Guild if anyone was a member of that. But no wizards are training anyway. So yeah, you'll be training at full, and you'll be making about 1,000 out of this stuff. You'll get 35 gold for the goblin heads as well.
Yeah, so that'd be 900 for that treasure. We have 37 platinum and 650 gold,
and 35 gold for 935 gold because of the goblin heads.
Yeah. I'll add 35 on now. So that does give us enough, but doesn't give us much leeway if we fail up.
You have to go adventuring, if so.
Actually, I don't think that is quite enough. I think that leaves us a little bit short. So we don't quite have enough to not go into debt, but I think we have enough that, you know, we don't have to worry about a debt here too much.
You can always just leave.
Yeah.
If
you don't plan on coming back, it doesn't matter if you pay your debts.
Yeah, and also, if the debt is small, it will not be worth coming after you.
Yeah. Hey, don't do that with governments. Governments will punitively spend taxpayer money to go after you for very small sums, just to teach you the lesson, which is understandable.
Same thing with large banks.
Yeah.
Your overdraft.
Yeah, you
should just rob them.
You've gone £2 over. That is now £40. What?
You owe us 12 pence. We have spent £47,000 chasing you up on it.
This was. I mean, this did actually lead to a change in policy where they can no longer say they were charging admin fees of £30 for bouncing a a fee. Like if your card went over and you didn't have an overdraft, they'd be like, oh yeah, that's 30 quid. And then it was pointed out it didn't cost them 30 quid to send you a letter. So it was a lie. Like, as in, it could not reasonably be thought of as someone being paid to send a letter. And so they stopped doing that, and they started just, I think just not letting you do that. I think basically, to be fair, it stopped costing the money to do transactions in the same way. But yeah, great. So yeah, she'll take that. And you can start training. It's int or whiz checks for the 2 people training, whichever is higher. This is where Sam says, when you said it should only cost me 11.
Is it roll under? Yeah, it is.
Roll equal or under. So you have.
Yeah, I'm good. An 8 solid. Yeah, my int's 11.
Yep. 55%.
I'm glad it's int or whiz because my whiz is not good.
Good old dumpster.
Oh, that's a success.
Yeah, I was going to say that's better. Yeah. How much do you owe, Alex? Do you want to record that on the Discord stash?
Yeah. So I've just taken that 900 off, all those 2 items off. So that's 900. So it's still 1100. I mean, how much gold would they force us to take to pay up front? Like, because if we can have some gold over.
I was going to say if anyone's got some gold on their character sheet, they can keep it. But I'd say probably you should pay maximally. If you want to keep 5 gold or something for
so
boys, then
I currently have 170 gold.
Sounds like I've got 800 gold. I've got 4,000 gold on my character sheet.
I literally have a single copper piece and change.
Yeah.
Then that's 37. So minus 3. Having the platinum is throwing my head off.
It's worth 10. We're doing it 10 to 10.
1900. We end up with 59 gold left. So pay 50 of that gold. We got 50 gold left in debt, with 9 gold left in the bank. So pay about 9 gold, leaving us with nothing in the bank.
Sam, did you say you had 173 gold on his sheet, on Thumb's sheet?
On Thumb's sheet, it's 170.
Do you want to just take 50 off that? So
yeah. Let's just take that.
Okay. I will leave that 9 gold in the party sheet, and we'll probably end up spending that on lodging.
Yeah. Okay. roll your hit points. Do your maths, Alex, as a multi-class. Then there's the only other change is that Simon needs to improve his Stacko by 1, and Alex needs to improve his thief skills. But yeah, you can do that on your own. And then.
Okay, my maths isn't too hard because it's just half of this to a floor of 1. 2 hit points. Nice.
Stacko 18, hit points 14.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you strength 17?
No, I'm strength 16.
So you're
plus 1.
9.
Stacko 19. Yeah.
But you've got a long sword plus 1.
I've got a scimitar which is plus 1, and I'm proficient in it.
Are you specialised in it?
Specialised in it, yes. I put all the things
which
into
is plus 1, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say you won't get an elf bonus, I guess, in a scimitar, but you.
No.
Yeah. Great. Good. Any other downtime activities? I guess is someone going to go and say, "I would please like a ring of free action at the editing shop." Was that the idea?
I mean, it might be worth just going up to the Mages Guild and asking around about the guy who hired us to see if he
is the Mages Guild.
Like,
yeah, he is the local representative.
He's the representative. Yeah, he's the only guy here. Okay. So I would go to the shop. I go to the anything shop, and I just window shop. I'll just look through what's available and just see if it's for sale. Is it being displayed currently? Since I know what it looks like.
Let's have a look at what they likely to be. Have a look at the moment. Yeah, I was going to say, obviously they wouldn't actually just put magic item out on the front window. Magic items are not generally for sale. You can occasionally find them. Like the anything shop will occasionally sell them. That's what you'll have heard about it. But,
yeah, I mean, I'll go in and peruse all of the ware to see if it's visible.
Yeah. Hambat. In terms of what's advertised, It will be advertised as they have a couple of minor magic items. They have scroll availability, and they have their big item at the moment is a ring of free action, which will be priced at a fairly princely sum, as you'd expect. It's not on display, as I say. Wrong book. Let's look here. It will be priced at ring of free action here. It'll be priced at 7,000 gold. So you could buy it if you want.
That's less than I'd have guessed.
Yeah.
Well, I will mention to him. I mean, I'll seem surprised. Like, what a amazing item to have acquired.
They will say that it was sold to them by an adventurer. Who are obviously had no need of it, or perhaps didn't value it and think it was as good as it is. But presumably it's just they didn't think they had need of it. It will obviously they'll say it'll have limited charges. I need to double check how many charges it has, but essentially the idea is that it cropped up in the course of adventure and was sold to them some time ago.
I'll say anyone I would know.
In terms of adventurers, they'll say that it was a Gromham adventurer with a group of people who were plumbing the depths of the sea. They kind of had they had lots of magic items. And they just didn't want this one.
Oh yes, I know exactly what that is. So I'll just scrutinize him for a second, since did he answer that very quickly? Was it as if he was making it up, or did it seem like
it sounded plausible? His name is Mirob. The shopkeeper is called Mirob.
What is a Gromman?
A Gromham is like an ape person, ape man.
Are they from this? Are they from like this Crystal Sphere region?
Yeah, there are Gromhams. Oh, you'll have seen them on Brawl. Like they get around. So Gromhams are like space gorillas rather than They're strong fighters. He'll think about it, and he'll think I think his name was Malacintha. Malacintha was his name.
I would love to see
he had a Dowar friend. You know Dowar, little penguin people.
I was like, how do I know that name?
Is it penguin?
Little penguins, yeah. We know the Dowar, Alex.
Yes, we do. We know that.
In every conceivable reality we've played in.
You've met that Dowar's brother in this campaign. In fact, you rescued his brother Corby, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sooner or later, he's going to find his way to Athas in the other campaign. You just know it.
He'll defeat the Sorcerer King single-handedly by stealing some random thing from them.
Well, I will say, well, it's an amazing item. It's far too expensive for me, but perhaps my party of adventurers might want to acquire something. I'll go talk to them. I'll leave and just let everyone know what he told me and how he's like had all these answers and he knew exactly where it came from, and it didn't come from the guild representative. So I don't know which one's lying.
What did security look like?
We know that he's gonna. If it gets stolen, who stole it at least?
Was he the only? Is he the only person in the shop?
No, there are a couple of members of his family working there. His half-elf wife was there, and I think, and his brother was in there as well working.
I mean, did they have guards? Any kind of like magical wards, or was it just a case of?
I don't know if you know about wards. They are mages. So
yeah, that makes sense.
They probably have, it's probably like if this were written by Ed Greenwood, every single one of them would have a wand of paralyzation to deter thieves.
Yeah, if it's written by modern Ed Greenwood, it'd be a wand of seduction.
That wouldn't deter thieves. That would draw them in.
It would suborn them. It wouldn't deter them, but it would make them less dangerous as thieves.
Shopkeeper, I'm robbing you. Okay, so
by the way, Tom, you might want to switch your OBS camera pointer because I think it's still on the rules.
Oh, really? It's because I updated OBS, isn't it? Now.
Oh yeah, and it killed the
I'll let
tactic.
you guys think about
Change the
what he
window.
said because I get the distinct impression that this Mages Guild representative, what's his name? Gripe. Yeah, the Gripe. I mean, listen to his name. It's really funny.
Sorry about that.
No,
I mean,
don't I?
Conversely, if it had been stolen, if the shopkeep did steal it from the Mages Guild rep, obviously he wouldn't tell us that he did that.
No, but I mean,
Where'd you get it? I stole it.
He either had a very well rehearsed story or he was telling the truth.
Could be either.
Or the person he bought it off stole it. Either way, we should steal it because we want we should not steal it.
I mean, if it's
Simon looked at his alignment on his character sheet.
Yes, remembered which character he's playing.
I think we should go back to Gripe. We should ask him to swear by the gods that it was stolen from him.
We should guilt him into it. Yes, I approve of this. This is good.
Yeah, make him, try and put a bit of pressure on him to make sure he's being honest, and then go and steal it.
Can we just arrange a trial by battle between the two parties?
Yeah, magic duel, wizard duel.
Yeah.
And then whilst they're distracted, we steal it.
I wanted to see
kidnapping, but
Sergeant Major fight one of these Grummins. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, when you get back, he'll be second level. He's second level. So when you get back to Brawl, you can get him to do that.
I was going to say, these Grummins sound like legally distinct Wookiees. Kind of.
yes.
By the way, Tom doesn't know him, but the others do. Norm is in the chat saying he was actually enjoying watching the rules.
Oh, yeah. Just the first page of them that I hadn't touched. Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
By Norm, you mean Nigel?
Yeah, Nigel. Hey, Nigel. Hey, good to see you in the chat, man.
You had
You're right.
And Andrew's like, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I've just realised what you were talking about the being on the wrong thing. He was just looking at the rule book.
Yeah. I noticed it at the start, but I just assumed, naturally, I was like, oh, it's just the camera's pointing at the, whichever screen is on, so he'll switch over. And then I didn't look back for a while.
Yeah, I didn't check the stream. That may have got there.
No, it's happened before. It is a superior thing to the first two streams where the second one cut out after 45 minutes and we had to make up a summary after that. If you remember, Tom and I were just like, great, hey, good to see everyone. 45 minutes in. Great. So yeah. I think you're trained. You've looked into that. You can certainly go back and talk to Gripe. You can do it. I guess you've got to pick what you want to do next.
What do we owe for lodging?
Oh yeah, that's the point. I mean, hey, you have 9 gold, but you also have Simon has $1 million. So
yeah, he is wealthy with Corsair money, which will be frittered away on.
Yeah. That's going to be 2 weeks of in lodging, common, and there are how many PCs are there? There's 7 PCs plus Jackson stays on the ship. He stays in the cabin and with the chatters to guard it, doesn't he? So that's going to be 21 a week, 42 42 gold for the in lodging. Then
I can pay that if necessary.
Yeah, 42. And then food is common 3 times 14 silver each. So 4.2 each. So 4.2 times 7. When it's at home is 29.4. So that is
51.5 or 51.4?
No, it's 42 plus just under 3. 4.2. No, it's 29.4 gold for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it will be 71.4 or something, won't it?
All right, I'll pay that out just to get this gold out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I was going to say
something else. I'll forget I've got it.
You still have like 80 gold, to be fair, or like no, you still
Sorry,
have
less
like
than
50 gold.
that.
You got
47. I've got 47
Yeah,
left.
50 gold. Yeah, cool. Well, hey, do you need to buy anything here, and do you need to see anyone else while you're in town?
I guess the question is, are we actually going to rob this place?
The eternal question.
I think we have to find out. We have to investigate a bit more before we do that. I think we should go and question this wizard about how it was stolen, when it was stolen, tie together the evidence.
If I legitimately believe that Gripe just lied to us, then I probably would not steal this for
him.
Yeah, I'm dubious.
It seems that people are betting that I'm outnumbered. I think
we should talk to him at least.
Yeah, you can go back and talk to him.
I think you should steal it and then leave a note saying that Gripe said it was stolen by Gripe.
Yeah. Gripe was here.
But Dr. Jones, stealing is wrong.
Why
Yes,
would you
and
steal?
therefore if he stole it to begin with, we would be righting along.
By you stealing it.
If you steal from someone who stole something to begin with, it just cancels out.
No, but I
That's
don't.
how
think he stole it.
ethics work.
The problem is, I don't think he stole it. I think Gripe is just lying.
Well, why don't we go figure this out?
Then we should go and lie to Gripe.
As the guild representative, he is a position of authority. So knowing whether he's corrupt and trying to get people to steal things for him, or legitimately trying to get his stuff back, that's useful information to know.
Okay, Tom, do you want to roll a town encounter check, D6, for given this is going to be a different day, you're wondering about talking to Gripe, isn't it? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So D6 for Tom.
At some point, I would like to get enough money to buy this too.
Yeah, the ring of free action. Yeah, what rings of free action?
Yeah, just some extra money, just an extra 7,000.
Yeah, I was going to say you say this. You made 58,000 2 weeks ago, didn't you? So
yeah, but that was quite different circumstances.
Yeah. I know you got to see if you can get it back on Sunday, don't you? With your treasure. Where you've got some good options. You've got some good options.
Yeah.
This is the Dagford game. The campaign diary is up for anyone watching who would like to catch up on that campaign. Yeah. So, you're fine. Gripe will say that obviously they're a bunch of wizards. He doesn't know exactly, they obviously use magic to... He says that, they're like the family, like the people who run the Anything shop, several of them are mages. Like, he's like, they're less powerful than he is, but there are multiple of them, and he says that they're out. He says, I assume they're on the run from the law to come out to some backwater. Like here, I do it for the love of the craft, but they've obviously come out here, maybe on the run, to practice their arts in seclusion. But yeah, he'll say that he could detect magic afterwards. There's lots of magic involved in terms of his storage having been opened up, so that's how he deduced it was them, because it's like there's no one else in town with that amount of kind of stuff going on.
So he doesn't actually see them. He's just assuming. Okay.
Well, he's deducing. He puts his deerstalker hat on.
Do you know this party of adventurers? This what was it called? Gromman. Do you know of them?
He'll
and the penguin. What's the penguin called?
Dowa.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll say Captain Lando. I mean, what an utter fraud. Yeah. I've heard of him. Why'd you ask?
They said they bought the ring from him. I'm wondering, was he in town recently?
Gripe will tap his nose and be like, they're probably working together, weren't they?
Well, it's entirely possible that, if this dough was stolen from you, or this Grumman, were they in town recently?
He says he doesn't know the last time he saw them. He says they haven't been. I don't remember ever seeing them here. He's seen them on Brawl. He's heard of the Fire Diamond crew. He says, and Lando's not even the captain. That's the worst thing. He calls himself Captain Lando, but that Featherstone lady, she's the leader. If I were her, I'd shoot him.
Could you imagine someone just going around using a military rank as part of their name?
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, if they were in the military, it'd be perfectly reasonable, wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
It'd be like calling yourself a doctor if you didn't actually have a medical license.
Yeah. The difference between Thumb and Jones is Thumb actually was in the military, whereas Jones is like a war criminal of some kind. He doesn't realise he's a war criminal. That's the worst thing.
He was never in a war.
Yeah. I mean, there was a war. He was not serving in it. He was present at the edges.
It was like worse than robbing battlefields is unlicensed amputations on the battlefield.
Yeah. It almost is worse, surely. Just a guy turning up being like, "Hello, I'm going to be operating now." Are you qualified? Nope.
He was saving lives on the front lines.
Yeah. Great. Was there anything else? I think I'm trying to think if there was another question you had to ask him. As I think there was, but I've forgotten it. Sorry.
I guess we just ask him like, would you swear to the gods that this was definitely yours and was definitely still, you're not just trying to.
You'd say, of course I would. Of course I would.
Can you tell us about the security contraptions, the magic security that was bypassed to seal it?
He'll look at you and be like, "Do you want to rob me too?"
I'm assuming he's changed it. I'm assuming he's changed it since then. Like, he's not going to keep exactly the same.
I think he told us like some bits before, like that he had like an arcane lock or something, like something that required, a knock spell or a.
He did describe a couple of things where he was like, okay, so they use these spells, and this kind of thing, and they would have had to have this many people. So I think that's why he was like, look, his whole thing is there's a family of mages on this planet, and they broke in, they took it, and they got past the spells. That's what he's saying.
And they didn't take anything else.
He says, well, I think he says they took some small amount of gold, but like they basically took like his lockbox of special things, which was basically a few, non-magical things, a bit of gold, and a ring of reaction. And he's like, look, the other stuff I can go without. It's not worth that much, but
the other stuff's useful to know though, because if we could find that, then we can verify his claims. Tell us about the secret love letters that were in there.
Yeah. Tell us all the gory details. Narrate them to us.
I think by virtue of him being an authority figure who has quite a lot to lose if it gets out that he's been hiring adventurers to rob his rivals, he's probably not lying.
Okay, but we don't reckon they're lying either.
I think they might be lying.
Okay, you reckon they're lying? Beach doesn't seem to think so.
The people they claim they bought this ring from haven't been seen in months. Like when did the ring get stolen?
We haven't verified that yet.
Several months ago. Like not yesterday, but yeah.
Well, so it's possible that the Anything Shop did, like that this adventuring group was involved. So they were only half lying. It's like, oh yeah, we did get it from the Grommen. He was there. He was there when we stole it.
That doesn't seem hugely likely, though. Like if Lando and I forgot the name of his ship haven't been seen here in ages.
Yeah, he might just be just picking a popular adventure that he's heard of.
A distinctive figure who has been seen on the planet, but not in some time. It
could just be the first name that popped into Owen's head.
Well, I imagine that Wilsp and I are not members of the Mages Guild yet. How's the Mages Guild thought of? Like, are they seen as like an honorable organization?
I mean, moderately, in the sense that they're not, they're not famous as bandits or anything. It's a commercial institution. They help their members. Like it's a guild. they are there to help their members.
I imagine like in smaller. Well, it's not quite like a backwater. This crystal sphere isn't quite backwater, but it's probably a smaller crystal sphere compared to like realm space. So a guild out here will be, less influential and less prestigious than in say realm space or. I'm trying to think of other more important crystal spheres.
Sure, and he's on Shipwrecker specifically, so
yeah, so he's right out in the sticks.
maybe he did something.
That is a good point. But like, Wilsp has information gathering, so I could just ask around town, see what people think of him.
Yeah, one of these two.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. See if he's got a reputation.
Suspicious, right?
Yeah.
Either the shopkeeper is a thief, or the guild guy is trying to be a thief in some way. So one of them is nefarious.
One of them, he might not be really a member of the guild. He could be an imposter who's assassinated a member of the guild.
Yeah, we should research the guy and try to figure out which one is trustworthy versus the other.
Yeah.
Or the reputation.
Find out how long they've been here. Work out whether the stories match up. That kind of thing.
I mean, we could, but mystery solving isn't worth much XP.
But it is the right thing to do, and that is why we will do it.
I like how Wilsp is like, look, Wilsp and Jones, it's like, we don't have alignment issues here. We just want to steal this stuff for the XP. And other characters are like, maybe we don't want to steal the stuff.
I'll tell you what, we can split the party. You guys can do one thing while we do another. And we'll see who solves this mystery first.
Just because maybe you can get this amulet for this ring for 7,000 gold, but I'm pretty sure that we can get it for like the cost of a few lads with truncheons.
No, even cheaper. We need a distraction where we get the whole family drunk, so we wait, maybe a week or so until some, celebration or festival. There's always one in towns like this. Yeah, we get them plastered, and then we just kick the door in.
And then when they ask you who it was, when they ask you your name over the wine, you say your name was Nemo, so that when everyone asks who stole their ring, they say Nemo stole my ring.
Works for me.
This is reference to the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
I got it. I couldn't remember that Nemo was what he said, but I got
yeah.
it.
Well, Nemo is not what he said. He said Xchonez, but yeah, Nemo is Latin. For nothing. Nobody. Yeah, for no one. Yeah.
Xchonez on YouTube to get demonetized.
Yeah. I think that's one of those words that's one of their words, isn't it? Great.
I think first,
I guess
gather information.
First. Yeah, you're literally going to do information gathering. Yeah, you might as well do that.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want Alex? Do you want to roll a d6 wandering around town, loudly asking, "Is the Mage's Guild guy a thief, or is the shopkeeper a thief?" That's how you information gather.
Yeah.
I mean, we could ask when the shopkeeper's arrived.
Well, it's just general information gathering. Like I'm trying to figure out everything people are willing to tell me about the shop.
Yeah.
The local wizards.
It's like in Skyrim, walking around asking people for any stories lately.
Yeah, and then waiting until a quest marker pops up.
Yeah.
Objective updated.
Great. You have rolled. I was about to have you rolled. Yep, you have rolled.
Yep.
No encounter. Do you want to roll your information gathering check then? D20?
Yes. I think I need to check. Is information gathering one that has modifiers? Because if it doesn't
has modifiers,
it
does have modifiers. Yes.
I hope there's some good modifiers, because that's a failure.
Need some positive modifiers.
Yeah. Efficiencies. Scrolling through book.
Did anyone have any shopping they had to do?
Oh, it's in Complete Thieves.
Complete Thieves. No, the doctor cannot find a reseller of human limbs. That is not something he can do.
I never said that out loud.
Yeah.
You just thought it real loud. Characters' reaction adjustments should benefit or penalise, assuming contact with people is involved in the search. Thieves Guild
fucking-
members receive a bonus that wouldn't apply.
You're not asking thieves, no. As in you're not going to the Thieves Guild to ask, are you?
Is there a Thieves Guild
Small
presence?
investment of money for drinks, bribes, and so forth is made. So I'd suggest D10 gold worth of bribes. And then it's actually my charisma modifier is +2 and my intelligence 15, so that might be a success.
Yeah. Do you want to spend D10 of Simon's money first?
Oh, I have enough gold on my own that I could pay for my own.
Oh, okay. I think you should spend D10 of Simon's money.
I mean, I'd be happy to, but
Money, please.
yeah, I need to buy this hobo a drink.
Yeah.
Can we
Why are you
spend,
buying the hobo a drink? He's my friend.
we can spend Jamie's money. That's, I mean,
Yeah, so I'll
the point
spend
of that.
five of my own gold, buying some drinks for shady men in pubs.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
probably just absolutely normal people.
He goes up to like genuinely normal men, not joke normal men, and it's like, "You're a shady-looking gentleman, aren't you?" And they're like, "What?"
Yeah, have
Please
a
tell me
drink and tell me all
tell
the
me
town
rumour.
gossip.
Yes, he started to play the persuasion mini game, the speech mini game.
What?
But like, yeah, 'cause you're playing like Oblivion, aren't you? You're playing like bad, but you're using the speech. Do you remember the speech mini game in Oblivion?
Oh god, yeah, I
Was
do.
it
It's
the,
so bad.
Was it the dial?
It was
Can't
very
remember.
odd.
Yeah, it's the dial. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A bit like the completely arbitrary haggle mechanic in Kingdom Come. just
Yeah.
yeah,
Weird.
semi-arbitrary, not completely that stuff, but functionally arbitrary because you're just like, okay, great, roll the dice. Yeah, so I was going to say you're all 14 then, won't you? In that case, what you'll hear is that the family at the Anything shop are not members of the Briding Mages Guild,
Mhm.
and I mean, they are. I don't think they're like considered saints or anything. They are businessmen and women who. The general thing in terms of the theory about why they're out here is like some people are like maybe they're on the run, and some people would say that essentially it's a more secure place from which they can ship stuff out rather than being in a big city and earning a reputation. They maybe they're shipping out lots of scrolls subtly, because that's their big business in terms of magic. And as far as Gripe goes, I think people think he's a nut, but they're not like he's evil. They just say he's a bit nutty.
How is he nutty?
In different sense, like it's I as in certainly there's rumors of his historic escapades, and he certainly seems to come up with I think they just think he's a bit kooky, like comes up with mad stuff. Rumors of his past, being a bit of a I'm not sure what the word is. Yeah, just rumors of his past of him being a man of mystery as a mage, as an adventuring mage before he retired.
Yeah, I think it sounds like he's on the level.
A little bit eccentric then, maybe like a bit of a mad inventor type.
I mean, he's
As crazy as a coconut.
asking us to rob someone rather than go to like the town guard or whatever. So
There isn't a town guard.
There's no law here. We could just rob them all.
if there's no law here, then why are we even arguing about this?
Yeah, I was going to say that there's. I mean, yes, there is a guard here, a city guard.
Wasn't it like a militia more than a?
Yeah,
Like it won't be someone's day job.
Yeah.
It'll be like someone.
Yeah.
Who's
I was going to say one thing
basically
you will pick up on the note of. I think have I told you this before? Have I told you this rumor before? That there's rumors that the city guard are willing to pay out for were-rats They think there's where, but this isn't like publicly posted. It's just on the lips of everyone, like all like people in the pubs at the Grey Cat and elsewhere at the other pubs. That there is a private reward for bringing in were-rat heads.
Interesting.
That kind of sounds familiar, but I don't remember us really talking about it, so maybe not.
No.
Can I also ask around about that, I guess? See,
Mhm.
what people know about were-rats. Are they supposed to be in the town, or are they just out in the forest, or what do people know?
Yeah, yes, I think the rumor is, I think, is that what you'll find out is that the Merchant Guild has put up the money on the basis of sightings by its members. The guard kind of are processing it, but the guard themselves haven't seen any evidence of this. Like, this is just like, yes, of course there's rat men in the sewers kind of situation. But yeah, the general room was operating around the dock, so some theorize maybe there's some smugglers, but yeah, there's I think the general thing here is the assumption is just were-rats are bad, so they should be killed. There's not like a allegation of a crime, but because the general opinion is that were-rats are bad,
Yeah,
that's
do they
enough.
need to be accused of a crime? Maybe.
Yeah. Sam Hambat is like, okay, I've already got my sword out. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that is that's something, if I haven't mentioned before, that's something you'll find out.
Well, I think that instead of committing a hate crime against some innocent rat men, we should rob a guy.
Are there sewers that the rats could be in? I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, there's not sewers. There are kind of caves and places like that,
Okay.
Or as you've already heard, and indeed you've seen, that you've heard about caves underneath goblin camps and stuff, and pirate caves. So, yeah.
Maybe we could find the were-rats, and instead of genociding them, persuade
Recruit them to
Yeah.
Roth.
And then we just end up with goblin were-rats, which are a worse issue.
We recruit the were-rats to genocide the goblins. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. But then some of the goblins will get turned into were-rats, and then we end up with a bigger issue.
Good. Sounds very sensible.
I hate this plan.
I love that there's like
Right.
screams in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
like-
okay.
yeah.
So
Are
good.
these fairground noises or something?
Yeah. Yes, it's the Yeah, no, the screaming is the Barovian version. No, the screaming is carnival music. Just during the day, there's always street entertainers and stuff. That's can
It's just
come up
Yeah.
with
the clatter of funfair rides in the background.
have something different. There you go. Sound of the kitchen at the pub that you're bothering people at. People are like, who's this weird gnome?
Hi, I'm Wilsp Verispark. If you
I'm
mispronounce
an
my name, it's
illusionist
a hate crime.
Illusionist. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess go back and share what I've discovered with the party and ask if, are you all convinced? I'm pretty convinced. I think we should go rob this place. Or come up with a plan to rob this place.
I was convinced before we checked it out.
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable cause. I think I'm reasonably convinced, to be honest, that there's something going on.
Brilliant. We just need to come up with a plan now. Because I think fighting them, not a good plan.
Yeah, agreed.
Because I think if we do end up fighting them, it will basically come down to like initiative, whether I can color spray them before they kill us.
Yeah.
And I don't like those odds.
So
And
it's got to be something
entirely
involving thieves and sneaking.
Did it look like their lodgings were at the shop? Did they have a separate home, or is it one building?
It's a large complex because obviously they stock the Anything Shop also stocks some other like adventuring gear, basically non-mundane but not like super specialized gear that you might expect to need.
But they sleep on the premises. Like they don't have a separate building they go to.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe they just double check.
So it's more dangerous to just. I mean, if they didn't sleep there, I would say, well, we'll just try to sneak in at night. But if they're there, I mean, we can still try and sneak in at night, but they're going to be real close by then.
Yeah, it's. I think it might be just behind the grey cat. I will. What I'll do? We need to switch our map, don't we? I should have done that already. Sorry. Yeah. Here we go. Oh. So, for some reason that the scale is off. It's bigger than that, but this is the Anything Shop. It's slightly larger than that, and you're at the Grey Cat. Is your headquarters at the moment? Probably, Wilsp has been wandering around a few of the local inns. There's the Fouled Anchor, Sailors Hangout. Good place to get good place to get punched. And there's actually a couple. There's the Purse of the Gold Inn, posh place, posh food. And I think
the Purse of the Gold Inn.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like a pun, like Curse of the Gold Inn. I don't know.
You get cursed if you eat there. Sorry, it's and the Siren Song as well. The Siren Song is over on the Guild Town on the eastern side of the river. Because the letters are the Guild Town, the numbers are the sort of the everyone else, the civilians. So yeah, you'll have gathered a bit of information from a few of the pubs, I guess. And the Anything Shop is, as I say, you can mark it if you want, but that's the Anything Shop. That's the Grey Cat, and that's the Fouled Anchor.
I say we go full D&D PC plan here, and given that magic items are very resilient, we just burn the building down with the people.
No, I thought about this. Everybody will know.
As soon as we set the building on, there's nothing worse for a town like this than fire. As soon as the place catches fire, someone will notice and start shouting.
Yeah, what we need to do is set fire to a completely different building. And then when they all go
we could just burn the whole town down and pick through the burning ruins.
I think a better idea would be to start off a huge scare in the town that the were-rats are invading. So what we need to do is herd the were-rats.
There's rats in the sewers under the Empire.
yeah. We want a hysteria where people are sort of running around going nuts, and then we want to sneak in while they're distracted.
Now, I like that plan, except for the fact that we don't have any were-rats.
We'd have to get them first. That would be the first part of the plan, would be to capture some were-rats.
I have an easier plan I'd like to suggest. We could just try and get them drunk. Just be like, hey, we got all this money, we killed all these goblins, we're having a mega sesh, you want to come? We like talking with wizards, because wizards are cool.
Yeah, we could invite the entire family out to a session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then Wilsp sneaks off. Probably not the one that's close, so one of the other ones, so it's a little bit further away from that.
I think we should at least try this plan, although it doesn't totally show our hand.
Yeah, they'll know who did. Wilsp, you can seduce the shopkeeper's brother. That'll be our end.
Yeah. I mean, we got several characters with 14 charisma. Surely one of them can roll well.
Well, it's not Sam.
We just ultimate role playing where we just take it in turns to try and roll to seduce.
Yeah.
When it comes up missing, we better be gone. They're gonna know exactly who took it.
Okay, to be honest, they've already figured that out because you've walked in and asked about it.
I mean, if we take just the ring and nothing else,
they're gonna know.
Hey, we need to loot the shop top to bottom.
like if we take everything, then they'll come after us. But if we just take the thing that they stole, then they'll probably not say anything about it.
That's assuming that they did in fact steal it.
We told them they stole it.
We think they did, but
What if we steal the ring and the money in the till, accidentally start a fire in the building? Well, start an accidental quotes fire in the building on the way out. Then how do they know what was stolen?
why don't we just get in the spaceship, attach a load of Greek fires to the ballista, and just shell it from orbit?
If we're gonna do this, why don't we just go and do that to the goblins?
Because this pays better.
Because of the trees! We couldn't shoot them through the trees, that's why. And we don't have enough Agent Orange to get rid of the trees. That's right. At least that was my understanding of the situation.
I mean, I thought the real complaints to burning down the goblins were the risk of starting a forest fire and upsetting the elves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
possible
also
as
thought
well.
the goblins, don't they partially live underground?
Yeah, they were in a cave, yeah.
But the Scrow live on the surface.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I feel like they could just run underground. They had a whole complex. Yeah, I don't know.
Given your current plan seems to be burn down the entire city, have you
Yeah,
come up with any further planning?
It's just the comment in movies make it seem so easy to do this stuff, but that's kind of hard.
You're imagining that the film is like the con is on, and the next scene is them just burning down an entire city.
We've got 3 plans so far, and they range from pretty good to pretty terrible.
So we've got get them all drunk on a bender and then steal it, burn down the entire town, or have a hoax rare invasion.
What about?
I know that I already
Well,
asked about it, but I asked
What
about it really casually. I am nervous about the social plan just because the finger will definitely be pointed to us. So I'm leaning more towards the distraction.
That's why you'll be there drinking with them.
Then it can't go wrong, can it?
Yeah. And
Then they just go, oh, clearly he had associates that were in on it.
see, that's why we're all there.
Um,
But Wilsp falls asleep very quickly, and then sneaks off to rob the place.
And then has an alibi of being asleep by himself in a room no one can see.
Yeah, while we're out drinking with them.
What was that, Andrew?
Why don't we just poison their beer while we're out drinking with them?
Why don't we kill them?
Like,
The entire family.
Yeah, why commit a crime when you can commit 5?
Why commit theft when you can commit murder?
I didn't say murder. I just said give them
Say
food poisoning.
murder.
I mean,
Give them
I
a
employed
intestinal
it.
parasite.
if they're throwing up for the next week, that's a very good distraction.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's entirely
Buy
possible.
them kebabs.
They might not notice they've been robbed if we do it right. Like, presumably, they're not checking their vault.
They might not even like alcohol. They might all be teetotal, and they will be burned. Are they all married?
Where are you going with this?
What to each other? I hope not.
We're marrying Jones off to them. They'll inherit it as part of their family. It's a 20-year plan.
We could try a proposal. We could try and set one of them up with with Jones.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, and I'm not sure if Jones can procreate with them. If you're going to have an inheritance plan where, like, when they die, eventually it gets passed on, Jones may not be your best option.
Yeah, probably not.
How does your species procreate? Well, we eat each other.
You don't want the answer to that. Let's move on.
Yeah. Feels like a Futurama skit in the making.
It's coming up with plans.
It's hard.
Like, it's so much easier when the plan could just be like, yeah, we'll just like ambush them from trees. But you can't do that.
I mean, can we invite them on a hunting trip?
What? And then kill them?
Ambush
With
them
Dick
from the tree?
Cheney. Dick Cheney shoots them, yeah.
Okay, I mean, if you want to go and invite them on a hunting trip, I'll get some elves. We'll hang out on a grassy knoll waiting.
Okay,
I mean-
we should set some criteria for our plan, and then come up with a plan that meets those criteria.
Yeah.
Because obviously, our goal is we want the ring.
Yes.
Do we also want to steal everything else we can, or do we just want the ring so we get paid?
Just want the ring.
If we just steal the ring, it looks more suspicious. They'll know that it was targeted, and they'll seek reprisals against the Mages Guild guy.
It's the ethical thing to do.
Want the ring?
If we take everything,
Do we
they
also
just
want to
think they've
steal
been
everything
robbed.
else we can?
Yes.
We just want the ring.
They conclude they've been robbed either way.
if we just
Yeah,
steal
but
the
they're
ring, it looks more reprisals against that guy. They'll know.
Well, I think they will. I think they'll work out what's of most value, because that's going to be the most valuable thing, unless we find some even more powerful magical items. Yeah, I am opposed to general robbery.
So we just want the ring.
Just want the ring. Yep, that's part of the criteria. Just the ring.
Okay. We don't want to kill any of them.
Correct.
We don't want to burn the city down.
Correct.
Anything else we want to take off the table?
You're really restricting our options here, Thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'd like to circle back to murder personally, but you know.
I mean, the drinking plan has its merits.
Yeah.
It can be done without genocide, and
All of our
mass
plans can be done without genocide.
Without genocide.
art.
When was genocide mentioned? You kind of escalated a bit.
We were just talking about murdering the entire family and burning down their home city, you know?
You know, reasonable things.
I don't think the drinking plan's going to work, but given that we've discussed it for a while and we've got no better plans, I think we should go full LEG and just do it anyway.
I think we should try it. However, I have had an additional idea. Does anyone in this party have herbalism?
Yes.
I think I might.
You
What?
want to drug them?
I was
Drug the
I think I
well.
was talking about
We can
poisoning
take
them.
them drinking and then just slip something in their drink so that they'll fall asleep.
Is that how
I
herbalism
just
works?
said that.
Is this what you've learned at university, Alex?
If
I
my
actually don't
microphone
know.
turned on,
Didn't you
Yes,
attend a
you're right,
lecture at the
Vincent.
start
When
of the
you-
year on this?
I
I mean-
literally said we take them out and we non-lethally poison them.
See, I think you might have missed that word non-lethally. But yeah, like I think you know, expanding on drinking to make sure that they don't just go home drunk or slightly tipsy. You know, that they get completely plastered.
You're talking
Oh,
about
would you let
roofing them.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun fact, you know that complete herbalism guide we've got?
Yeah.
Where's the... Which one was it that I've got?
Oh, is this the other one? The
Yeah,
Complete
There-
alchemist, yeah.
there was a herb in that called Bulrush, which is apply to eyes or tongue to put a character to sleep for 3d 12 hours.
Wow.
Hmm.
Nice.
If you roll one on the proficiency check, they do get comatose.
that sounds like a them problem.
That's a risk that I'm willing to take.
Yeah. So I guess should we go see if we can, you know, get whatever we need for this bull rush? Like, is it literally just a bull rush, like the plant that grows by ponds?
I'm assuming not.
Guess we better go look for it.
Oh no, it's not the complete alchemist. It's the other one. It's Guide to Herbs for 5th edition or whatever.
Not 4th edition. It's the 5th edition of an AD&D guide, yeah.
Ah,
That someone
okay.
made. Great.
Literally just going by the name of the document. Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
I mean, if that's in play, then and we could look for that. But beyond
yeah.
that,
I mean, you could seek to procure it. You know,
Yeah.
possibly. I mean, your bet is probably that's yeah. I suppose the grey cat is the I guess the underworldish place you've picked up on. but quiet and discreet. If you want to potentially buy some herbs from there, you could try. You could ask your friend Bruno to give you an in with someone.
I mean, we're a little money tight right now. We're not completely destitute, but theoretically, these are things we could go and find ourselves and maybe kill some goblins or something on the way.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
I mean,
Like if we have 2 herbalists in the party.
climactic zone, or climatic zone even, not climactic, is listed as temperate, subtropical, available always 55%.
So, yeah.
Locale swamp. I don't know if there's any swamps nearby.
There are marshes.
Yeah.
Off to the marshes we go then.
Jackson, we're flying off some marshes. Oh, why is that? Well, we need to find some herbs. Oh, is this for Plan with the Goblins? Really? Not
I mean,
strictly.
it's possible that we could further refine this drug to make it into like an aerosolized version to use against goblins.
Replacement for Agent Orange, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
level 1 is a bit early for chemical weapons, but
Yeah.
It's never too early for chemical weapons.
I meant in terms of trusting our skill to make them.
I mean, we'll just put you in a lab by yourself
Yeah.
and come back and check on you in 8 hours, and if you're still alive, we'll know it's a success.
Personally, I'd prefer to just drug them rather than go full Batman villain, but we'll discuss
You're
that
the
if
one
we
who's
can find any
desperately
of these.
intent to rob them.
Yes, but that's something that could be achieved by just setting fire to a building down the road and hiring a bunch of folks.
Yeah, but the more people you involve in the plan, the more chance of somebody squealing, you know?
Not if you burn them all to death.
I didn't say that.
Not that I'm advocating that plan. I'm just saying it does have a
Yeah,
certain
I don't think the
internal
the
logic.
lawful good ranger is not is not in favour of you burning everyone to
No.
death.
Just stating the facts as he sees them.
Yeah.
No, I think the best plan is the simplest one. Just get them drunk. Make
Okay.
sure they're drunk, or maybe a little bit more than drunk.
Alright,
Right.
let's go invite them down the pub then. Let's just get
I
on
can
with
do
this.
that. I've got good charisma.
Well, let's get these drugs first, because I think the drugs are not too complicated, and then we'll invite them down to the pub. And maybe we'll get to kill something whilst we're in the swamps.
Swamp.
bonus XP.
Yeah, nice. So, yeah, what do you tell Jackson? Because obviously you're going back to the ship, I guess. As your lease on the Grey Cat rooms expires, I guess you can obviously rent some more when you get back. But he'll be like, "So yeah, what's happening? Are we off to kill goblins?" And you are saying we're off to a swamp to find herbs.
We need drugs.
Yeah. Need the drugs.
The doc is twitching while he says this.
What does it look like if Jones is twitching?
Probably indistinguishable. He's a 10-foot tall mantis. He's like a 6-foot tall bug man.
It's horrendous.
Always
It's a very upsetting thing to see.
He's a little bit twitchy normally, but he's just like, oh, that is not a nice mental image.
Yeah. Cool. So, great. Okay. So you are going to fly off at the end of the 2 weeks. I'll add that onto the dates, obviously, when relevant. Yeah, you fly off towards. If we get back onto the overmap, the world map, and then you can decide where. I'll show you where I'll say where the marshes are. The main marsh belt. There is a marsh belt off to the north east, beyond the woods. The biggest marsh belt is off to the west, though, beyond where the pirate caves are. So, yeah. If you want to go there, you may.
Yeah.
I mean, northeast is potentially still within range of goblins doing stuff. Where's the? I'll use this point. Like north, yeah.
So
Northeast, presumably somewhere that way.
northeast-
Because if the goblins are there, then there
Northwest.
could still be something going on.
Pirate caves.
It's quite far. I mean, we don't know what's over here. It might be there's other interesting things that people haven't mentioned or don't even know about because they don't go out that way.
I think the caves. Go to the caves, personally.
Yeah.
We don't want to sneak in and raid them as well.
We're just expanding this plan. 4 sessions time.
In
We're
the
like,
plan,
what are we doing? Why are we in this
we get the herbs. We raid the goblins. We raid the pirates. We kill the entire town. We steal the ring. We give it to the dead Mages Guild representative who is dead. He pays us because he's dead. Yeah.
That sounds good to me. Sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Northwest it is then, I guess.
Yeah.
Andrew,
gonna-
roll a d10 encounter. I
I'm
will.
going to take the Northwest Passage.
I'm going to take the Northwest Passage. Find the Franklin.
5.
Looking for
The Beaufort Sea.
chasing
5, yep. 5, yeah. So yes, you fly over. I'm gonna say, what will you see? Let's see, you as in you'll yeah, if you kind of take the route roughly, you know, round by Mirror Lake, yes, you're going quite fast. Obviously, so yeah,
we've got a spaceship.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You will arrive over here, in above the marshes. Have you asked Bruno to come with you if you're going to the pirates, or is this a job he's staying at home for?
I mean, he's on as just like a henchman, right? He just wants a share of treasure.
Yeah. He wants to share the bounties. We'll work that out. Obviously, he will charge you for his services.
Yeah,
Or you'll be charged by the DM, I suppose. But yeah.
I mean, we'll tell him what we're doing. We're just heading out to the marsh for looking for herbs and stuff. We'll be near the pirates, but we don't really plan on fighting them right now.
Yeah. But he won't be that. He won't be that bothered about that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a chance we'll encounter them, but we're not planning on it.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to spend presumably a day or two out in the marshes or whatever. Jackson will find some relatively high ground, I guess, to put you down on. And he assumes he and the Chatter are staying up on the ship.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good.
Yep. Great. Yes, it's though it's not featureless. Obviously, there's lots of trees and there's interesting kind of channels and stuff. It's not the most single most charming place you've ever seen. It is a big marsh. But yeah, I guess we'll use the chance, the 55% chance per period of a day. So you've got 2 periods today, two kind of 3.5 hour, whatever it is, 4 hour periods of searching for stuff, and then you'll need to camp. But yeah, if you're up for that, we'll do that.
Sure. Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay, so in that case, Beej, do you want to roll a d10 encounter if you are at the keyboard? Anyway. And Doc Jones, Andrew, you roll given you are the responsible party, you roll the D100. Yep.
34.
So I was going to say, you'll find enough for a dose of Bull Rush.
One each, or one to share between the family?
As in, to knock one person out. Enough Bull Rush. I'll double check that, but that is, I think, what you'll find. Yeah, the Foul Swamp. Yeah, that's fine. You'll find enough for 2 doses, in fact, is the standard dose size of foraging. The other thing is there are 4 people 4 wizards in the family.
Who's the other 4? Does the shop keep his wife, his brother, and
his brother's wife?
So the seduction plan never would have worked.
Dr. Jones is still going to try it. Jones thinks that's plan A.
You don't have a lot of faith in yourself, Wilsp. It could have worked.
I feel like we're getting dangerously close to an aristocrat's joke.
I mean, we could have found the right blokes to make that work.
I'm sure it would have been fine.
What, we're just going to give them ecstasy?
Good news. We need to apply it to their eyes or tongue. Would putting that in their food work?
I'm sure you can find a way to refine it so it works in alcohol.
We could eyeball Polcom test them.
Certainly, the doc will be confident you could put it in food.
Okay.
It's ingestion based, obviously. It's just that on the eyes kind of has a similar work, as in it's kind of contact, kind of ingestion, but specifically for eyes. Presumably because of getting straight into the brain, like just pouring into the brain. But yeah, so you think you put it on food? It'd be quite thick if it's liquid. I mean, I guess if you put it in a thick liquid, like it's an ointment.
Yeah.
You know, it's if you put it into a very viscous drink, like Licoricia or something. Can we go to Italy? Can we go to the wine lands and buy some Licoricia?
We'll make it into a cocktail.
Yeah. Make them white Russians.
They want to have like turpentine or something.
Yeah, make them drink turpentine. So we're going to kidnap them, torture them, and then kill them.
How thick is something like laudanum?
Can we go fly to Brawl, buy laudanum?
It's just very watery.
I mean, yeah. I was going to say it's relatively fluid, like relatively thin. I take this knowledge from Deadwood, you understand, not personal experience of liquid 19th century laudanum.
I think that this just means Dr. Jones is going to have to extract like the pure powder of the actual active ingredient. So you're going to have to
make a meth
chemistry.
lab.
Yeah, make a meth lab, and then we can stir it into their drink and dissolve it completely.
Or maybe bribe the cooks at one of these this tavern to put it in their food, add it to their stew or something.
No. Now we're expanding the conspiracy. We're not bribing anyone.
That's true.
One of you thief people have to be good at picking pockets, right? You can slip something in someone's drink.
Does anyone have good pickpockets?
I've got 30%.
Better than me.
Sounds good enough to me.
You know what? 30% of the plan working. That sounds like that's almost 100%.
That's every time.
If you try
the time, it works every time.
If you try it 3 times, that's a 90% chance. That's how it works. That's how multiplying percentages work.
I mean, we could just, goop it all over a lag and shove it in their mouth.
This is going back to the
but then you might as well just
we'll kidnap and murder them plan.
Yeah,
but in a very subtle way. See, Simon was like, we should create a hysteria about Ratman beneath the Empire, and that sounds better than this.
I was never against coshing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it feels a bit gauche,
It's a commoner's tactic.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're keeping searching, then Simon, do you want to roll a d10, and Andrew can roll the d100.
1. I rolled 5.
D100 anyway.
34.
30. Okay, roll a d100, Simon. Let's see what kills you.
Again.
What is on
67.
67 on the marsh table. Okay, it's a sub table, I believe.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Done.
D100 on the sub table.
79.
Okay.
Bingo.
Okay, let's go and find out what is going to certainly ambush and kill you. Let's get some. Rather than Castle Kitchen music, I actually got. It's because I'm listening on different headphones at the moment. What's bubbling pools? That sounds suitably swampy. Why are all these pools bubbling? Okay. Simon, roll a d10.
2.
Okay, I have a surprise on you.
Oh dear.
Great.
With whatever it is I've got. Let's check encounter distance. earlier than that. I'm assuming, obviously, people are generally speaking on watch. It's not like literally everyone's sleeping while during the day. Yeah. So yeah, you'll be awake. You'll have your weapons and stuff, unless it's. I guess Jones is searching, particularly in harvesting stuff at the moment. That's 70 yards away. My encounter occurs. And what's my speed? Because that's relevant. Yes, I'm fast enough. So, yes. Suddenly, as Jones says, I found it. Soon we'll have enough drugs to drug all the wizards in this family. He says loudly. At which point, a giant poisonous snake emerges from the brush.
More poison. Excellent.
It's
Yeah,
always
green and red. It's not an iron cobra. I'm sorry, the dice decided that you'd fight another snake.
Quick, report us to the authorities.
And how many? There's 5 PCs. So, these 3. Number 3, I make that. Vil, I'm going to try to kill you with a snake. Is that okay?
I'm almost certainly going to die.
No, you've got armor on you. You'll be fine.
I mean, it gets us. So that's +1 for surprise. 7. It has Thaco 17, so it hits AC 10,
Oh my
which
God,
misses because you.
Because I have
you
the
have
armor spell. It does actually, yeah.
Yeah, it misses. It will do D3. How does the armor spell affect secondary effects? It will do 3 damage.
I believe armor
I think
doesn't
I assume
take. It's like when you take damage, when you get hit, it discharges. I believe. Like you have to actually take damage for it to discharge. So it's almost no downside at low level. Like either you die or you don't. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
The armor does not absorb damage. It grants an AC of 6, and you suffer full damage from successful attacks.
So in that case, sorry, it doesn't do any damage then. In that case, it just misses. It just misses. So you can see the poison as it hits the shimmering field. Poison drips from its fangs. The doc obviously runs over trying to catch the poison, saying, "This could be Plan B."
Actually, Owen, that's venom.
Venom. I think it's. do you know who is toxic, Alex? You.
You know.
Ding.
That's you. That is.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, surprise has passed. It was the perfect plan as well. It was of all people, it was Vil. I just rolled functionally the minimum I could to hit him normally, and then he had that stupid spell up. So there we go. Let's see if I can. I mean, I could win initiative, can I? I could still kill you. We'll see how my guy reacts. So declare actions.
Color spray.
Running for my life.
Screaming.
No, I don't have. I don't have
scream
color
loudly.
spray. I'm thinking of the wrong game. I don't have color spray.
I think screaming doesn't take any initiative, right? That's right away.
Yeah, that's a mind. That's like a short sort of quickness. It happens instantaneously.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna get away from the thing. I don't want to be standing next to a snake.
I assume you fighting retreat, so you move a third of your movement, as opposed to giving it a free attack. But yeah.
How big is this snake?
Get that away.
It's a large snake. It is like 10 foot long.
I mean, I have animal handling. I could try and handle it.
Wrestle it.
You should definitely see there with it.
I mean,
I don't think
I was gonna
animal
say you're
handling helps against hostile.
No, he's a ranger though.
Oh yes, rangers do have the thing.
So because I tend to, I would say I count giant versions of animals as natural animals because that's what in the world that's what they are, right? So I will allow a ranger to try to Steve Irwin. By the way, it is I genuinely love that his son basically just does Steve Irwin stuff now. Like that's what his son's job
hero.
is.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah. What is the exact rule? I actually read this just last week in Greyhawk. I don't even remember what they're trying to herd or do something with.
Isn't it?
They're
Like a
definitely trained and untamed. They get a save, don't they? And
a save modified
yeah.
by the ranger's level or something.
Group of 3 levels, every 3 levels, so -1, which is your first level, which is the part of it. So it's and so it has to. I think it's that it'll roll a reaction to you. You can approach the animal. It's not domestic or non-hostile. When it's a wild animal trained to attack. So basically, yes, you can shift it. If it fails its save, you can shift it to not being aggressive.
Okay.
If you want.
Let's try it.
Anyone else? Anyone else have actions?
I'd like to get in position to stab it if that fails.
Yeah.
This is a snake large enough to swallow me whole.
I go to the back of the snake.
Yeah.
Don't
Dr.
worry.
Yeah, I guess
friendly.
I'll start circling round to stab it as well then.
Yeah. You're like little velociraptors. And yeah, Jackson will be like, shout down, be like, Major, should I load the ballista?
Yes.
Yeah. What does the Major want to do anyway? The Major will be on the ground.
He's going to command him to load the ballista. I'll try and hit it with my sword. I should probably do some fighting. Yeah, before it kills us all.
Yep, great.
You don't want the thieves to show you up.
And so,
Well,
Sam,
I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yep. Okay, so my initiative is a 3. Let's have Tom. You on initiative?
Okie dokie. 10. Liz. Oh,
Tense.
also a 3.
Ooh. So it's attacking on a 9 for what it's worth. Okay. Its save. I was going to say, what does it specify the save? Again, I literally checked this last week, so I should really remember, but I do not. Rods. It counts as if it's kind of. Yeah. As if you're targeting it with a specific kind of thing. Rod. So it will need a 16 to save. Not very good odds. Sam Hambat to the rescue. Here's a good girl.
He's a
He
good
says.
boy. Now.
I think that we have established that Sam is Steve Irwin now.
Yeah, just like way less charismatic.
Yeah. Charismatic to animals. No, charismatic to animals. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
They love
yeah,
it.
But Steve Irwin was charismatic to people as well. I mean,
Yeah, he was. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, he'd occasionally tame wild people
yeah.
by putting a hand out towards them. Yes. So yeah, it rolls a 9. So yes, it fails.
Correct.
Well, it rolls a 10. I think it was modified 16. Which will take it from hostile to, I think, cautious is the rank, because you don't adjust it via. This is for Alex's purpose more than anyone. You don't adjust it via one adjustment point. It's not like reaction +1. It's like one category: hostile to cautious to indifferent to friendly or whatever. Which is yeah. It's I was going to say functionally there are some similar effects. Some of that stuff goes back to first edition in terms of anything that alters reactions. Basically, does it by category, not by point. But yeah. Great. Yeah, so the snake will kind of back off. People still wanting to attack it, or
no?
Yeah. It turns around to see Wilsp, Jones, and and Thumb all lifting their swords to hack it to death, and then whistling and walking off.
I just hide my knife arms behind my back and.
Yeah.
I mean, some new boots would be nice, but I don't need them that desperately.
Yeah. Well, you should come back here when you're slightly higher level and just hunt down all the giant snakes.
Yeah.
Go into snakeskin curing and selling. Yep, great. Okay. Yeah. So I guess you can risk exhaustion by flying back, or you can camp. I mean, you can camp on the ship technically.
Yeah.
But,
Just rest on the ship.
you'll still roll checks because obviously something that could matter. It'll be essentially like the flying encounter rules, which is essentially if you're flying, then you just roll the normal table. But obviously, if something that can fly or can bother you is there, if it's got the ability reach on its magic card. Great. Okay, so I think Simon. I guess Alex, Andrew, and Beach should roll d10s for parts organized. That. Nothing from Alex. Nothing from Andrew. So Beach, d10 from you. You successfully have run away screaming. By the way, he gets lost. He gets lost in the swamp. He has to roll eight new encounters for the amount of screaming.
Thinks up to his thigh.
Yeah. Beach. Control A. Yeah. D10.
Maybe you got logged out again.
No, don't worry.
I'm on a different machine.
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah, roll an encounter. D10 to finish this the pre-dawn.
How many doses do we have?
You've got 4 because you've got 2 selections of bull rushes. 9. Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, given you did actually take an encounter in a swamp on 6 checks, you did okay there. Got away with it. Armor saves the day. Yeah. So is it that armor is depleted by successful hits doing damage? That's the point, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Then
just no downside. It's permanent AC 6 at worst.
yeah, because you're just unconscious, not necessarily dead, but you're just unconscious otherwise, probably.
Yeah.
If it would undo the armor, you're probably dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Let's go, Simon. You roll the last encounter. You roll the flight encounter. D10.
I was going to say, I don't know if we want to head.
What do you want to do?
Do we want to head back immediately in the morning, or do we want to look for one more dose? Because it does seem like a useful thing to have for future.
He's like, I'm just saying, maybe we want to knock more people out.
You never know when it'll be useful to have. You know, we're here now. We might as well spend a little bit of the morning looking for drugs.
I mean,
yep.
I'm
If you'd
open
like
to
to.
it. I'm not the one who's going to be charging into battle if more snakes appear.
Well, need to. We'll just make friends with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Andrew, roll your D100 then for foraging. I'll double check. Yeah. No. So you need
It wasn't
keep-
to be.
keep
We've foraged the
keep-
area out.
keep foraging, or
How many chances a day do we get if we spend the whole day here? Is it still just 2, or is it 3?
you'll get 2 more because if you spend the whole day
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so we can spend the second.
By the way, has everyone docked a ration?
Oh,
Good point. Yeah, we'll do that now.
This is when you find that one character has. This is usually Simon, to be fair, as well. Has not got any rations.
No, I've got some.
He has 170 gold. I know you've only got 40 now, but 170 gold, no food. This actually, Alex and Andrew. This is our friend Darren, who's just like, yeah, I don't have any shit. Who is carrying my rations? And you're like, oh, okay.
to be fair, most parties in that game we have a bag of holding full of rice or something.
Yeah. Just raw rice, uncooked rice.
It's not like you're going to
Yep.
carry like Uncle Ben's around.
Pre-cooked microwavable rice. You just heat it on the fires of Phlegathon.
Use prestidigitation to reheat your
Yeah,
your ration.
yeah, like low power microwave.
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, dock that, and then Tom, D10 encounter check, I guess, for the second.
D10?
D10, yep. Wilderness unpatrolled. No, Andrew.
5.
5, yep. So you'll find another. You'll need to prepare these, obviously.
Oh.
you'll need.
Oh, sorry. I just rolled a D10. Sorry, I thought we were rolling encounters. I'll roll a D100
No.
now.
Yeah, roll a D100.
78.
78.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Alex, roll a d10. It's for the third part of the day.
2.
Andrew, roll your forage.
1.
Yeah.
Wow.
That means that there's also an encounter, yeah. 8 black dragons. Okay. Just quickly let me generate those.
It's actually a bull rush elemental.
Yeah.
It puts us all to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basic. It's a very Princess Mononoke moment. It's quite kind of beautiful and moving, but also you're dead. You're eaten by the swamp.
In like a literal way, or
Yeah.
metaphorical?
You know, it's a metaphorical, yeah.
Poetic?
Yeah, that's. I mean, metaphorical is like Mythigo would. If you've read those books, I've reviewed them on this channel actually. But
I read the first one.
But I think we already talked about it. I really like the Mythigo Wood series. They're very good. I think.
I really like the first one, but I've not read any more.
Yeah, the second was better than the first one, so you'll probably enjoy it. They're very weird. They're like fall into a category. I was saying this the other day about like I'm really glad lots of people enjoy Terry Pratchett, but I occasionally I don't think people who aren't British can really completely get the weird subtleties going on.
Yeah.
Like not to say that people can't enjoy it, but I'm like, yeah, it's weird. It's like Britain in that sense is quite an insular culture in a way that people don't get because it's such a universal culture too. You're like, oh, English, you know. But, yeah. And I think Robert Holdstock for Mythico Wood is the same. It's just very like you're like this is very very British. It's just British in ways that are very hard to explain to people. People are like, oh yeah, I really like that book. And like, did you get all the kind of weird angsts and social nuances?
Did you really get it?
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, actually, good stuff tends to be culturally transferable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. But yeah. There's definitely a texture with some of these things. I think I had some other example of that where I was like, oh yeah, that book. Actually, like Lord of the Rings is another good example. Like massively universal book, which is good, best fantasy novel of all time. But also you're like, okay, yeah, this is about a guy think about Britain at the end of the 19th century. It's literally about that. You know, The Shire is about him thinking about that.
It's like the last Victorian novel, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Owen.
yeah.
He hated allegory. It's just a fantasy story for escapism.
Subtext is for cowards.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually think it's funny. Get back in a second, but it's interesting. He hated allegory as he thought Lewis did it, but as Lewis actually did allegory, almost certainly Tolkien was basically doing the same. He just didn't think about it in the same way. Tolkien was a lot more. Lewis was a lot more intentional. Read Planet Narnia for more. Very good book.
But what did he hate more, allegory or Father Christmas?
Well, he hated Father Christmas because he didn't understand that it was an allegory. So I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Father Christmas is an allegory for Jove. He's a kingly figure, prefacing the end of winter and the coming of the king. You can also read C.S. Lewis's poem *The Planets* for more on that. Yeah, great. So yeah, you have another dose. I guess you don't have any daylight. You are camping here or risking exhaustion, or you're risking Jackson being exhausted, I suppose. So what do you want to do?
Camp.
Yeah, might as well camp.
Get back up on the ship and be like, hopefully it's not something that flies.
Hopefully it's not actually 8 black dragons.
Yeah, 8 black dragons. I mean, it feels like if you have I don't actually have the 2e version next to me, but I'm pretty certain the numbering counted for dragons isn't on a d8. I mean, you can get surprising numbers of them, like silver dragons is d4, for instance.
How many blast bolts have we got?
Yeah, I think I'm not actually sure what's on the stash. You did use a couple, but you would have been able to retrieve them, I guess, if they didn't hit. Yeah. Yeah, so you can encounter plural dragons, but it's not like d20 dragons. 4d4. Okay, so overnight then, that was Jones, so Beej, d10. And Simon and Tom, d10 as well. I mean, roll away.
2.
2. 4. It's all on Beej. I don't know if Beej. Yeah, there he goes. That was like 3 2s in the last 5 rolls. Nearly. Nearly. If those had all been ones, you'd probably be dead. Like, I think, probably. The wilderness is dangerous for a bunch of like first and second level characters.
But we've got a ballista, so it's fine.
Yeah. The way we equal that is via having, and the two chatters who turn out to be the best part of the best fighters in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did great work.
they got to they were literally flying monkeys, but they didn't have their own wings. They were like that kid in Avatar who makes like a glider for his wheelchair. Okay, flying back the next morning, taking off another ration, and Alex, I guess it's your role, isn't it? For the morning. 8 black dragons.
No.
9 black dragons. It is.
Oh.
Yeah. Whenever Alex rolls, that is the number of black dragons he has to fight. You return to Shipwrecker 2 days later, mysteriously having, not fought anything, just with. But no, don't bring back any loot at all. Apparently.
Anybody else? We tell them kind of the truth. We just went out to get high in the swamps.
Yeah, we wanted drugs. The swamp had drugs. What is? Yeah, I was going to say, what's your preparation time on herbalism? I guess. Well, it's trying to remember again. To be fair, the number of times if people aren't actually making potions,
3 days it says for this.
3 days. So I guess you're gonna. Are we paying for another week of staying at the inn?
Yeah.
Probably,
Yes,
yeah.
so
Here's a thought. If
We'll
it's
be
a
making
thick
enough money
ointment,
for it.
could we not just mix it into butter and just put a lump of drugged butter on their steak?
Could we rub them with butter?
could we bake it into brownies? You want some of these special brownies? Wink, wink.
Wait,
I have
you get muffins.
just
It's like chocolate centres or like jam centres. This
I
could
have
be a
just
muffin with a
got the
drug
question
jam
on the
centre.
one where the druid is like, the people who are making Fistek, like they want more powerful ingredients, and I don't want to give them to them, but if we pretend we're going to get it, and he's like, but go and get the psilocybe, and you're like, that's not like a fantasy drug. That's a real
Well,
drug.
no, it causes fantasies.
Yeah. It makes you think you're in the... No, we're all actually characters in The Witcher, imagining we live in a different, much nicer world, imagining we're playing D&D. That is how deep it's gone.
Siloception.
Yeah. Indeed.
Trip within a
Whoa,
trip within
man.
a trip.
Best Christopher Nolan film? What are people's favourite?
I actually don't know which one, apart from Dark Knight and Dark Knight.
Yeah, pretty
Batman
much.
Trilogy, Dark Knight, Memento?
I haven't seen that.
Never seen that.
I go for Tenet. That's my favourite.
Yeah.
Is it actually good? I've not seen it yet.
It's not popular,
The
but I like it.
Siege, or am I confusing it?
I think I
Okay.
preferred The Dark Knight over Inception, to be honest. But I think if I'd seen Inception when it came out, like before, I had years of jokes about it.
Simon, I assume, by the way, you probably like Terrence Malick films if you watch them. I have the same thing sometimes. People are like, oh man, I watched this really boring Terrence Malick film. I'm like, I thought it was really interesting.
I generally like weird films. I don't know if I've seen any Terrence Malick films.
Most famous one might be Tree of Life, actually, but Thin Red Line.
Well, I've seen Thin Red
Oh,
Line.
I've heard of
Yeah,
Tree
yeah.
of Life, that it's really bonkers.
Yeah. Interesting filmmaker. Genuinely very interesting. But very auteurish. He's like the last real Hollywood auteur. In a way that I think you used to be able to get a bit more private funding for that stuff. And now it's quite hard because, the way you get money out of movies is different now. So you just to confirm costs for Simon to pay, I guess. That is 21 gold for the lodging, and then it is 2.1 times. It's 2.1 times 7, so it's 14.2. So it is 35.2.
All right,
Like
that gives me 12 left, which means that other people can pay in future.
Great. I was going to say you got training out of the session. I think it's worth your money, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I was going to say, well, we probably won't be running a heist tonight because it's we've got 10 minutes left. And this is very quick heist.
Plan a heist.
Instantaneous heist. So yes, you can spend 3 days making stuff. Is there anything else you want to do in town? Anything else you want to do before you? What's your plan for getting them to eat drugged jam donuts?
Invite them drinking, get them drunk, then get them to eat it. It doesn't need to be complex. I guess maybe spend these 3 days whilst it's being refined, like socialize with them a bit. Be like, we got to stay in town a few days. One of our party got injured. Mind if we hang out here? Wizards are always cool people, and just talk about wizardy stuff.
Wilsp, like wizards are cool people. He points to himself. I'm a bit of a wizard myself.
And hopefully that works, and we can get in and then invite them drinking later when we're ready to drug them.
Not at all sinister.
Well, it's less sinister than burning the town down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we made
We'll
you
make
walk back
baby
from that
steps
one,
towards
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, I was going to say things you'll find out from talking to them. Wilsp. Oh, Alex, do you want to make a town encounter check for going to befriend them?
Sure.
He's like, I'm not associated with the drow who's previously asking you about the ring.
I do not associate with drow. That was a D20, not a D10.
D6, in fact, because it's a town encounter.
Well, brilliant. I don't even know what die I'm rolling. It's still a 5.
A 5 is it's a 5 divided by 6. It's 5/6 out of 6. Would that be a 1? No, it's a 1 point. 1 point something. Great. 16, 1.6. So it'd be between a 1 and a 2. Okay, so things you'll find out. I think that one thing you'll find out is if you have like a spell scroll or potion or item that they don't have, because they most have minor stuff, but it means they can copy it. They can learn how to reproduce it. They will give up to 2 times its usual value. So if you get unique spell scrolls, potions, that kind of thing.
Yeah. We do have this orb full of like rainbow smoke that we found on the North Lloyd ship.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Yeah.
I'd show them that. Ask if is it a potion? What is this?
I think they'll detect magic on it and say it is not magical in the ordinary sense. They're pretty sure it's like some sort of psionic drug or potion or something.
Huh.
Guess we could have just used that the whole time.
Yeah. Wow. Give them some weird drug that we found on North Lloyd ship.
This is
Perhaps not the best plan.
This is probably safe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It will definitely not cause a random encounter on the Psionic encounter table with a lich. Just to tell you, Kaitamar, Alex plays the Psionicist, could potentially encounter a lich via the Psionic encounter table.
I think I would prefer not to know that.
Alex will be constantly terrified from now on. I'll just check what else they would say, if anything. Because I think that's what they'd say, because... Yeah. Yes, they don't know much else about it. I think if you say it's from a Northlow, they'll be like, oh, okay, that kind of clocks. Like that, the way in which it kind of comes up on the magic spectrum. It's not really magical, but there's something weird about it. They're like, yeah, maybe it's something to do with illithids. Funky stuff. They'll probably say, well, your adventures, obviously, why are you here? What are you doing on the planet?
What are you doing?
Are you trying to rob us?
Yes.
Wink.
We'll say, we'll trying to be like, social and pleasant. So tell them about how he'd, a bit about how we'd been on, what was the dwarf fortress called? Ironbreaker? No, this is Ironbreaker.
Shipwrecker. Diamond Hammer. Diamond Hammer is the main. Diamond Hammer State.
Why have these places all got the same name?
What, the
Shipwrecker,
rock of
They have
Brawl?
to go for
Breaker.
mineral then thing. That's the only.
Yeah, something.
Oh no, I was going to say the planets that you've been to. You know about the Spiral. You've been to the Rock of Brawl. You've
Yeah.
been
Yeah,
to
but-
the God's Marbles. You've been to
Yeah.
Diamond Hammer's Stake. You've been to
No.
Shipwrecker.
No. See, those two, Shipwrecker, what was it? Ironbreaker Stake?
Diamond Hammer's Stake.
Diamond Hammer Stake, and we're on Shipwrecker. And there's also an Ironbreaker, I think, is a place.
Iron Piece
Iron
is
Piece.
coin-shaped world, which it's like a disc world that the gnomes live on.
Yeah, like who wrote this?
It's where Wilsp is from.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even Will's
Yeah,
from there,
but
and he thinks that this is some trite naming scheme.
Wilsp is like, I wish there was a better writer.
You know, like the name is all these names are much better in Gnomish, you know. Well,
Yeah,
you
I was
can
going to say,
clearly tell them
Iron
apart.
Piece doesn't really translate the kind of real emphasis of the name.
Yeah. But yeah,
By the way,
tell me
just Andrew will enjoy this. Having clicked on the page at spelljammer.org/world/brawl-space for Iron Piece, their summary is the quote for the day, because there's randomized quotes, is, "You wished us to give you the vision of an eagle, and so we did. The beacon feathers are free. Xixchil surgeon."
I do like that.
Yeah. So yeah, description of Iron Piece from the Spelljammer novel, The Maelstrom's Eye. A huge bright oval was fixed in space ahead of the hammer ship. The shape was painted with tans, greens, and blues, and wispy clouds streaked its face. This coin was hundreds of miles across at least. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's cool that you've been out in the asteroid belts and doing stuff, and obviously you come here. I mean, I think they'll probably assume you're here to fight goblins.
Wilsp would explain how we were out there, and we spoke with the was it the king, the leader out there, and he'd mentioned the bounty out here. How he he kind of suggested it was a good place for us to come.
Yeah. No, they'll say that yes. I guess it probably ask about if you've heard about the bounty on the Chalice of the Storm King of New York.
Yeah. Mention how we're interested. We think we're a little inexperienced yet for chasing
They
down.
will say that they actually made years ago during the kind of first great pirate hunt. They did make a bunch of these amulets that are sensitive to illusions, because they knew that the pirates used illusions, and they're consumables basically. They can function up to 2 hours. 2 hours 3 times a day, basically. So they've got 3 2-hour blocks essentially, and they have a warm down between those blocks. But yeah, they're 50 gold. So if you are ever going after the pirates, you can buy those.
Well, that's definitely good to know, as I am an illusionist myself.
Yeah, yeah. They look at you suspiciously. Are you a pirate? Are you a thief? Are you here to steal our ring? Do you know that drow?
I think I'm a little short for piracy.
Yeah.
I don't think the eye patches and the peg legs would match my style.
Cool. No, yes. Let's have a reaction check. And you're +2, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
How much do they like you or dislike you? The con is on 11. They don't like that much. They're indifferent to you. I think they don't dislike you.
Yeah.
I think 9 is indifferent or cautious. I think it's indifferent. And they enjoy talking to you. That doesn't mean they literally don't care at all. They're like, oh yeah, nice guy.
It's like I just kind of hang out, keep out the way when they have other customers. Just
yeah. You're that guy at the game shop, aren't you? like young Alex was at a game shop.
Wasn't quite, but I wasn't that far off. Yeah. Like, it wasn't a games shop, it was a games cafe, and there was literal community there. But
Yeah.
Going up to people wasn't as weird as it's.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Okay then. That's probably not a bad place, unless there's. I mean, I was going to say we can do another minute or two if there's. What do you need to do before you try to execute? What else do you want to do, Wilsp? What else do you want to know?
I don't know. Is there anything else I would want to know. I just want to, try and seduce my way into their friendship, effectively, so that they'll accept the invitation to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, where are you going to invite them?
Which is the nicer of the pubs that is further away from
The
their
Purse
shop?
of Gold. The Purse of the Purse of okay. So the pubs are. This is an important decision in the campaign. The Fouled Anchor is literally, and the Grey Cat are the two dockside pubs. They're both actually next to the other thing shop, if you remember, on the inside. The Grey Cat is the kind of quieter, slightly more potentially criminal. The Fouled Anchor is the sailors, and you can get food there too. The Purse of Gold is number 23. It's in the town, and that is the best food. And then the pub on the guild side is, I've gone the wrong way. Let's go up. The pub on the guild side is called the Siren Song, which is well-stocked bar, gambling on Saturdays till midnight, dance every payday. So Friday.
Dance every payday.
You know what? That sounds like the place to go for, friends, having a good time. That sounds like the place where adventurers who've made a bit of money and want to have a good time go. So that seems like the place.
I like forgiving us.
Presumably the con is on side of this is now you turn around and you say, by the way, Thumb, you said you had 12 gold left. You have 9 gold in party gold, and Jones has 1 copper, and I don't know who else has what.
Wilsp has 16 gold.
Nice. You've got enough gold. You've got more than enough gold for a night out then.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you say, we're going to be at the Siren Song, they'll probably come along. Some of them will come along at least. They'll block up and come along on a Saturday.
Yes.
And as you attempt to drug them at a tavern, great to steal something from them that you're not actually sure isn't theirs.
Pretty sure.
So we got someone willing to buy it off of us.
Will says, look, on the one hand, yes, but on the other hand, no. Cool. Yeah. Good session, guys.
Yeah.
We are playing. I think we're probably playing next week for the selection of people who are available, and then we'll be back in like 3 weeks' time or something as well. So, cool. I will end the stream. Thanks for tuning in. There we go. Yeah. That was good fun.